The next Dragon Ball Legends reveals and stuff will be happening in the next 2 days. And not only that, but this is also generally just a big week for Dragon Ball, because in the next 2 days, we're also getting Dragon Ball characters in Fortnite, and also we're getting the release of Dragon Ball Super Superhero in the West on Friday. So there's a lot to think about concerning Dragon Ball. But that also made me think about what the community may be thinking about concerning the next LF unit we'll be getting in the game. So I asked on Twitter, Dragon Ball Legends community talked to me, but the next reveals and stuff happening on the 16th, what LF unit would you guys like to see get announced? Might use this for a video. So today we're going to be going through a lot of the responses because, as usual, there were a lot of them. We have Jesse Stickle here saying LF Master Roshi and or any villain because the new Buhan stats are just not enough. I personally don't care what the new units are as long as they can legit compete amongst the best units in the game, Ultra Super Vegito, androids, etc, etc. And they're everywhere in BR70. So I definitely agree. I mean, for starters, I've wanted it just Master Roshi, like full power Roshi specifically, to be in the game for the longest while. And I guess he technically is in the game with Jordyn, but apart from that, like him as a standalone unit is not in the game, and I have no idea why, right? Like it doesn't even have to be like Master Roshi from like Tournament of Power or anything of the sort. They can have it be like Master Roshi when he was Jackie Chun fighting against Goku or something, right? Like giving him an LF only seems natural, and especially, and I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but Dragon Ball Saga has been getting no love, like literally zero love. Like they haven't had like a solid unit in so long. I don't even remember. Like we had what Launch in Yamcha, and that's literally all I remember. Like we could get like a new Demon King Piccolo too. That would be amazing. Like just giving Dragon Ball Saga a buff at this point would be amazing, because Dragon Ball Saga is now what GT used to be, where GT should have been like a really powerful tag, you know, like back in the day, and they got nobody. So that tag suffered a lot, right? And now GT, well, GT is now the best right now. There are units on GT, but they flow onto different teams, so you don't necessarily have to use GT, but GT does have better units now. Dragon Ball Saga really has nothing. Like a lot of their units are severely outdated, so they need to start buffing that tag. Who they decide to add, we'll never know up until they decide to show us, but getting an LF Master Roshi, I'm completely all down for, and especially if he can compete against the likes of, you know, like some of the best units in the game, that would also be great. And if not him, then again, I'm also down for any villain to get an LF, especially Demon King Piccolo. And right as I was talking about getting any villain, we have Gorish here talking about literally any villain. And I mean, he's spitting facts, bro. Such a simple statement speaks so much. When was the last time we had a villain with an LF? Like, let that sink in, right? When was the last time we had a villain with an LF, right? I would love to see that happen more often. I mean, yeah, there are a lot of heroes that get like those shining moments and whatnot, but there's a lot of villains in Dragon Ball that have really cool moments that don't ever get highlighted, right? And again, like I've been saying, Demon King Piccolo would be a clean LF. So if we were to get him as an LF, I'd be all down for it. But Gorsh is spitting facts, and all he said was 3 words. We have Goku the Corpse saying, will anyone talk about that we don't have a female LF unit? That grammar was slightly off. If we don't count the 18 part of the tag droids, maybe an LF 18, but then androids will get more buffs. So I hope for an LF goodbye everyone Goku. If they make it, that would be awesome. Okay, I never even considered that, right? I actually never considered that. That would actually be pretty clean if they gave us like a Goku like that. But honestly, I'm at the point now where I'm kind of tired of Saiyans getting so many LF units. I mean, they have a lot of moments, yes, but darn near every LF unit we're getting in the game is a Saiyan. So we really gotta chill out with them for a while, personally speaking, right? But I will actually give this dude credit though. We really don't have a female like unit, like a girls tag unit that has an LF, especially if you exclude 18 from the, you know, 17, 18 LF, because that's, you know, kind of half and half. Like exclusively like a girls tag unit that has an LF, right? And if I were to think of one, The only unit that pops to mind as of right now, oh god, actually no. You know what's crazy? And you guys know how much I hate this unit, so I'm gonna speak on that one last. I was about to say there's one, but there's actually two that I could see. The main one that I could see getting an LF as a girls unit would be Kefla. Kefla would definitely be the unit, like the girls tag unit to get an LF for sure, right? The only thing is she would actually land her attack instead of, you know, like Goku initially dodging it. But her getting an LF would be really cool if they can find a way to, I guess, revamp how her ultimate attack looks like and all that stuff. I mean, they made it work for Majin Vegeta, right? So they could probably do it for Kefla. She'd be the main one I could see getting an LF, but the other units. You guys know how much I do not care about this character at all. And I honestly pray this never happens, but I'm gonna speak about it. It's Ribrianne. Contrary to popular belief, and I don't even think there's popular belief because I'm pretty sure a lot of people do not like that character alongside me, but Ribrianne does have a moment in the Tournament of Power that could be utilized as an LF, and it was the moment when she turned gigantic and she was trying to fight off against Android 18. They could legitimately make that into an LF. The only way, you know what? I don't even think I would be excited for that. That would probably be the LF unit I would just not be hyped for at all, but would get the unit just to be able to make content for you guys. But the only way that could ever be like an appealing unit to summon for is if they make her powerful. Like if she's not like top 3 units in the game or some crap, I just would not care about that unit like that at all. But apart from Ribrianne though, Kefla definitely would be like the unit to get an LF, and if that were to happen, I'm all down for it. We have Berserker 221 here saying the only LF that makes sense right now, in my opinion, is the Super Saiyan Vegeta from when he used the Final Flash against Cell. I mean, it's Vegeta month right now, so it wouldn't make sense for them to not make a new LF Vegeta. It's Vegeta month? Am I missing something? But either way though, I heavily agree. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people are also going to be saying the exact same thing. We do have multiple Vegeta units in the game that utilize Final Flash, but we don't have an LF of, specifically it's Super Vegeta, not Super Saiyan Vegeta, it's Super Vegeta, but we don't have an LF Super Vegeta that uses Final Flash. And if I'm not mistaken, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section below, but if I'm not mistaken, that moment wasn't in the manga, if I'm not mistaken. It was either the manga or something of the sort, but it's not really a big thing in Japan, if I'm not mistaken, which is why it really doesn't get highlighted like that. And I believe it's also the reason why that moment was also not in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. But having that as an LF would be amazing. It was still an amazing moment to see in the anime. This man sat down like in the island against Cell, like spread his arms out, started charging up a massive amount of ki. You see lightning sparking everywhere, like parts of like you know, the island is breaking off, the waves are crashing everywhere. Puts his hands together, screams Final Flash, and the blast is so powerful that it actually shook Cell. It's such an incredible moment that it's actually darn near sacrilege that it's not an LF at this point. So I completely agree. Out of all LFs right now, apart from one, which I'm pretty sure I'll be able to speak upon later on in this video, but that is like the LF I want to see in the game at this point. It was such an incredible moment in a Dragon Ball that a lot of people want to see that happen in the game. So if they were to include it, I would definitely be all down for it. The only downside is, again, it's another Saiyan buff. Specifically, it would go towards what? Saiyans? It's Super Vegeta, so that would also fall under Super Saiyans and Vegeta family or Vegeta clan. And if they wanted to add Cell Saga Z in there too, they could, because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but they're actually like buffing the actual like episodes now, right? So if they were to buff Cell Saga Z, that'd be pretty cool. But well, yeah, he would have a decent amount of diversity when it comes down to what teams he could be on. But again, if they were to give us this, I would absolutely love to see that. We have Mamashi Pedro saying, honestly, I would want finally an LF Ultimate Gohan or tag Goten and Trunks. I'm assuming that transforms into or fuses into Gotenks. But the way things are looking, we might get a villain. A major villain I would personally want is ironically the same as Dokkan's leak, fifth augmentation form cooler as an LF is overdue. Why didn't you just say final form cooler? It's just his final form. Like, for those who don't know, like, when you actually first see Cooler, he's in his fourth form. But final form Cooler is his fifth form. Anyway, so I would definitely love to see an LF Ultimate Gohan. I'm going to be honest, that is entirely possible, but for a completely different reason. Tag Goten and Trunks is also entirely possible, but for a completely different reason. Them transforming into Gotenks, I don't see that happening at all. But also, getting a new cooler would be nice. Frieza, well, not Frieza, but Lineage of Evil doesn't really get buffs like that. I mean, yeah, we have the Revival Frieza, and yes, we have the Golden Frieza as well, but still, they don't like get consistent buffs, I should say. When they get units, the units are powerful, right? But they don't get buffs to the point where it's a tag that you can realistically continue to use in metas like that. Like, it's unfortunate because apart from like Golden Frieza, right, which I would personally use on like Universe Survival Saga, you really have just the Revival Frieza, right? I mean, there's also the LF Full Power Frieza as well, but there are plenty of units that counter that team at this point, so it's kind of risky. But even so, I would definitely love to see a new cooler. I really do believe that cooler gets darn near no love at this point, and it's insane. It's actually insane. But again, the LF Ultimate Gohan or the tag Goten and Trunks, entirely possible. And the reason why I said earlier, you know, it's for a different reason, is because of superhero. Everything I'm about to say is in the trailers, so this is not a spoiler, but we obviously know Gohan goes ultimate in superhero, right? It's been shown in the trailers. We know that Teen Goten and Teen Trunks are also in superhero. It's been shown in the trailers. Actually, ironically, we also know that Fat Gotenks is in superhero. It's been shown in the trailers. But if we were to get an LF Ultimate Gohan, it would absolutely be based off of superhero. What moment that would be, I don't know. I have no idea. Everything I'm speaking on right now is based off of the trailers. And with Goten and Trunks, I have no idea how they actually work in the movie. But getting a tag unit of them based off of superhero would be cool. If not that, then a tag Goten and Trunks I would like to see would be them based off of Broly's second coming. That would be amazing. That would actually be phenomenal. And they could probably have like a mechanic with the Dragon Balls, because you guys know they were collecting the Dragon Balls before Broly showed up. All that good stuff. Heck, we could probably get a new Videl too, and that'll be a buff for the girls tag, so, and Saga Slam movies. So that would also be pretty cool. But yeah, this is actually a really, really good idea all around. All of these are entirely possible. This next one is going to be the last one, and this one will contain spoilers for Dragon Ball Super Superhero. So if you don't want to watch this last segment, then you do not have to. But this is definitely worth talking about. So if you're still watching from this point onward, you have been warned. But we do have Real Boss Maker saying, not gonna lie, since the reveal and stuff is coming on the week of Superhero, it's most likely Beast Gohan or Ultimate Piccolo and revives into Orange Piccolo. So this definitely holds a lot of weight. It actually does. And the reason being is because, yes, we're getting the reveals and stuff on the 16th. We may not get the update until the 17th or the 18th, right? So actually tying that with the release of Superhero makes a lot of sense. This timing is way too convenient for it not to be that, right? And if it were to be superhero related, the only characters that would make sense would be Gohan Beast and either, well, I don't think Ultimate Piccolo specifically. I think it would straight up just be Orange Piccolo, right? Because if you make it Ultimate Piccolo that revives into Orange Piccolo, then you would also need to do something similar with Ultimate Gohan, right? So again, I'm not against Ultimate Piccolo getting in, but seeing that it's a new movie, I would much rather have it be like the top tier transformation for Piccolo, being Orange Piccolo. But I mean, at the same time, we have not had Ultimate Piccolo in a game before, so if they were to add that, that would be awesome. And also, it makes sense because we've had a lot of buffs for actually both tags that Gohan and Piccolo both fall under. right? Be it new units releasing or units getting Zenkais that ironically just buff those, like those tags, right? So it makes a lot of sense. And also with the release of Cell, the free-to-play Cell, right? A lot of people are tying that with the Cell Saga, which makes sense. But again, remember that, and note that this has been shown in trailers too, but actually everything I'm speaking about has also been shown in trailers. But note that Cell Max is a thing, and they could try to tie that Cell with Superhero. I mean, obviously this iteration of Cell, the one that we all know and love, is not in Superhero, right? Cell Max is. And Cell Max is a giant character. So of course he's not going to be in Legends. There's no way to put him in Legends. But they can have a Cell unit in the game and then try to use him to try to promote or prepare for the other units from Superhero coming into the game very, very soon. So that's entirely possible. And it's not improbable either, because remember, this game is published by Bandai Namco, but made by Dips, right? And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of things that I don't know about concerning, you know, like their developmental process, as well as the legalities that go towards them and getting the rights to use certain characters from like Toei and, you know, was it Shueisha and all that stuff, right? But in Super Dragon Ball Heroes, and I want y'all to really let this sink in too. Remember, the same developers of Legends, like being Dimps, are also the developers of Super Dragon Ball Heroes, are also the developers of, what is it, Xenoverse and all that good stuff, right? But Dragon Ball Super Superhero released in Japan, and 1 week later, 1 solid week later, they had all those units in Heroes. So there is literally no way that they can't do that for Legends, right? Like, even if we don't get it in, like, you know, or get the announcement like this reveals and stuff or whatever, right? They could like be like, hey, look, these units are coming soon. It may not be right now, maybe like 2 weeks from now or next month or whatever, right? It just doesn't make any sense to me that you know, Heroes was able to get those units 1 week after the release in Japan, but then come this reveals and stuff, we don't get that announcement. Like, it would throw me off. But again, there's a lot of things that I don't know about, because I mean, I don't work for Bandai, I don't work for Dimps, so I have no idea what they're doing, right? But still, it would be cool to actually see like these units get announced, because it makes the most sense, and this would be the moment to strike while the iron is hot. So if it doesn't happen, really unfortunate. If we get Final Flash Vegeta, I'm all for it. But if we do get these units, oh man, this will be a fantastic week. And honestly, this is a very diverse list. I mean, there are some certain staple characters that people want to see, like, you know, Vegeta, for example. But again, there's Super Baby 2, you got Broly, I've seen Janemba, Master Roshi, and more. A lot of people want to see a lot of different characters get LFs in Dragon Ball Legends. And honestly, I'm extremely excited to see what they show us in this next reveals and stuff. But I do want to know in the comment section below, if you didn't tweet, what are your thoughts as to who will be the next LF unit we get in Dragon Ball Legends based off of this up and coming reveals and stuff? With that being said, I'm Ndukauba, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.